What's up, guys? Welcome to the ListenUp Long Island podcast number 11. We're here with a really sick band. The first band not from Long Island, actually. And, we're breaking the rules for these guys because they're tight. That's right. It's fucking scooped up in the building. So we got Scooped Up coming in from Connecticut. You might have heard of them from social media. They're absolutely crushing the game on Instagram and beyond. And absolutely crushing it in your ear holes as well.
Thank you.
So, we got them here. And, why don't we, just do a quick intro, your name and what you guys do with the band.
Alright, cool. Yeah, my name's Jimmy Barbetti. I sing and play guitar in the band.
I'm Leo, I play bass.
And I'm Jesse, and I play drums.
All right.
Solid. So, how was the drive, first and foremost?
Oh, it was alright. There was a lot of traffic and a lot of piss breaks, but other than that, not bad. What about you guys? You guys are bouncing in the back.
Yeah, the back is really bumpy in the van.
Yeah.
We go to Six Flags every weekend or
There's
something.
a waterbed in the back, so if you're in the back, you're just... Imagine.
I feel like it was broken by now.
Yeah, there's like a pink waterbed, like you ever go to the hotel, just like that.
In the shape of a heart.
Yeah.
So you guys are a Connecticut-based band, wouldn't you say? Do you guys, how do you feel about the current Connecticut music scene?
Yeah.
So for us Long Islanders, we don't know what it's like.
It's really popping off right now. There's a lot of great acts we've been fortunate enough to play with for the past year and going back even further. And I feel like the bands we played with over the past 6 months or so, it's really been a pleasure. They've also attracted their own fans, mixed that with our fan base, and it's only been uphill for us ever since.
A couple years ago, before COVID, there wasn't much of a scene, and it was hard for us to get people to come to our shows. But lately, and especially the past year, every show's just been getting better and better, and more people. We've been pretty much selling out all of our past couple shows since the runs came out, and so we've kind of, with the help of the bands in our scene that we've become friends with, we've kind of really cultivated our scene a lot more in the past year, and yeah, I'd say it's sick, for sure, compared to how it used to be.
Yeah, well, I've been out to Connecticut, and I just think that house parties are a really big thing over there. The tight-knit community, a lot of people go to the same bars, the same places, there's a lot of, regular kind of spots. Do you feel like the community is supportive, and, what's the demographic
Well,
like?
Connecticut is all about cover bands for the most part.
Oh,
Yeah.
So,
Long Island.
I would have never known.
Yeah.
Long Island.
Yeah, it's a
basically.
tough scene if you're into writing original music in general. And yeah, like they were saying, in the past year or so, it's really we really had to bust our ass to just kind of help cultivate a scene along with a bunch of other bands as well. But yeah, it wasn't easy.
Yeah, it definitely
It's very cliquey as well. It feels too.
There's also just so much to do. It's not the middle of nowhere, so it's not if there's a show happening, everyone's at that show or whatever. There's so many other shows happening at the same time. It's New Haven. There's so many other things you could do that it's hard to kind of start a scene from scratch. And if you're not already in it, then it's how do you find it? Mm-hmm. But compared to places like Rochester, we went there and it seems there's just a central hub of there's not a lot going on except for right here. So everyone just goes and goes to these shows whether they know the bands or not. And it's harder in Connecticut. You kind of have to actually get people to come and get your friends to come and tell friends or whatever. But yeah, we're so fortunate lately that we haven't played a stinker show in a while now.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and even this tour, even all the shows we've been playing, every weekend we've been playing out of state, and we've only had one almost stinker show. And everything else has been great.
Sick.
Almost if you compared to these shows that we've been doing out of state now, compared to some of the shows we played 2 or 3 years ago, they're on par or better than the local shows we were playing a little while ago, which is great. That we're actually bringing people out of state together. So.
Well, I was going to say, one of the main reasons why we wanted to get you guys on here is because you guys have been crushing it with social media. But I'm curious, how much does the social media convert to in-person shows? So you said you've been playing a lot of sold-out shows. What percentage of that is people who found you either on Facebook ads or some random reel? And are you guys bringing more people than like the other bands that you have on the bills as a result of social media, or I'm just curious, like what have you guys noticed?
I mean,
I don't think
yeah,
so,
I'd say a little bit for sure. Like, it's been
Not that
years.
much.
It's not that much, no, but it's been years and years of us doing that.
Uh-huh.
That like we have a lot of fans all over the place, but like as far as local fans, like people definitely hear about us and there's a buzz because of all the stuff we do online and stuff. That like it's snowballed lately, but it's more about us playing a lot of shows with cool bands and people actually showing up and being like, this is sick, I want to come again, or seeing the videos of the shows and being like, I want to go to that or whatever. Like the social media thing, it helps us get new fans, but the fans are always in like Wisconsin. They're like, yo, come to freaking Wisconsin. And we're like, we maybe have
Brazil,
3 people
Utah.
to come see us there, but it's a grind. And the main thing is kind of like going and passing out stickers and flyers. Like I would go to so many shows and just pass out stickers, and I've been doing that for years. That it's finally starting to. I can see the work coming to fruition. Yeah, like I'll go to a show. I was at MXPX in New York, and I would passing out stickers to everyone that's leaving, and people are like recognizing me and be like, "Oh, you gave me a sticker before," or like, "Oh, I'll see you in where did we play in New York?"
Kingsland.
No, not actually. No. Oh, where did we play in PA recently? What was that?
Neon Jungle.
Anyway, one of the people leaving was like, "I'll see you at this show," and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like, I don't know. It's coming full circle now. I've been passing out so many stickers.
Yeah, I would say like the physical like kind of groundwork, like going out there.
Guerrilla
and
marketing.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff is way more effective even today.
We've been doing that for years. Like we used to follow the Warped Tour and do that, pass out stickers and play songs to the people that are leaving and shit, and just I would never see it working out, but now lately I'm starting to see it actually paying off.
Yeah.
So it's a lot.
Yeah,
fun.
it's kind of happening like locally for us, which is really cool, and that's like important, You gotta-
So like I'm at the MXPX show and I run into a friend who's now like a really good friend from Brooklyn who was like, dude, I'm coming to your show in 2 days. Like we actually happen to have a show in Brooklyn 2 days later or whatever, or maybe the next day. I don't remember, but I was at the MXPX show in New York hoping to get people to come to it because I'm passing out stickers. I run into someone who's like, "Oh, I'm going to be at your show." I actually printed out flyers of the flyer, and he was passing out the flyers to the show that we're playing the next day.
Yeah.
And
You
I'm
don't
like,
even know the guy?
not until then. Like I knew him on Instagram. I guess we had talked before, but then like I'd met him, and then literally he came to like every show since then. Shout out Brian, the homie from Brooklyn, and he's come to like pretty much every show on the tour that he could make it to. Like he took a freaking bus all the way to Philly to come see us, and
Man.
yeah, no, that's the homie now.
Dedication right there.
But
It's real fans they have.
But yeah, that's
Yeah, no, he's not the only one too, because we have a guy from Western Mass who's been to like almost all our shows.
yeah. Shout
too.
out Eddie, who's been coming to
Eddie.
a lot of our
Didn't we have
shows
two
too.
dudes from Germany come?
Yeah,
Oh, we had
so-
two dudes from Germany.
No.
So, no,
they didn't come from Germany. They were here already.
They're already on vacation in New York.
But they had followed us on Instagram and they saw that they were doing a house party in Derby and they're like, "Yo, we're coming through," and they had a blast. They told us they don't do anything like that in Germany.
No, I guess there's a lot of restrictions against that.
Our first international fans, though, that's kind of
Yeah,
yeah.
no, that's awesome.
huge.
And seeing him in person, it's not just like a statistic on a screen.
But like running into Brian and meeting him outside that show and him having printed out flyers of the show we're about to play in 2 days, just like that's what made me realize that that the work has paid off. Like with the sticker passing out, like we've passed out probably 50,000 stickers at least, and yeah, there's a lot of people that will get one and be like, "Hey, I got this before," or whatever, and I'm like, "Well, look us up." And eventually, once we finally like break, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, Scooped Up! I fucking have 2 stickers. I didn't even know what that was. I didn't even know there was a band or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, there's 50,000 potential people that would become fans once we, break and
Right.
We're on TV or whatever. I don't know. Once we get like something big enough to promote us to where all those random people are like, "Oh shit,"
Yeah, it's all a balancing act too, because like I feel like a lot of people who are doing like the social media, strong emphasis on social media marketing. Like some people seem to think it's like a way to bypass like the grassroots shit, which it's a balancing act between the two. You can't
you gotta do
neglect
all of
one
it.
more than the other.
Yeah.
Right.
So that combination of utilizing like what people are doing now to get their name out there on like TikTok or Instagram, and doing the shit, going to shows, giving out stickers, actually like conversing with the fans too. Outside of that, you need something that's real and tangible.
That's big too. Is just going to shows. Like I try to go to as many local shows as I can that we're not playing. Just friends of mine are playing, just so that you be more familiar in the scene. You know more people, and you just you make more of a name for yourself that way too. And it's all the guerrilla, like all the old school ways of marketing yourself are still viable today. Even though there's all these other avenues that you can do. I'm like, you could sit at home and
Word of mouth is like
that still
the
works
best
great.
way.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
No, it's the best way.
We printed out a bunch of flyers for our album release show, and I passed those all out, and that shit worked. We got like 200 people to come
That's
to our
how we
release show.
created like not even created, because we like it's just like all about like getting a bunch of really good bands together to like kind of cultivate a scene and stuff. And that's how it happens, is just word of mouth, really.
And this is something that you guys have been working on for like 7 years, right?
Yeah, since like 2016, I'd say. We started around at the end of 2015, but like we didn't. It all started off as just like
He wasn't ready. He just started playing guitar in 2015.
I picked up guitar,
and I had been playing for
his whole life.
Yeah, like my whole
You
life.
picked up guitar at 21?
Picked up guitar at 21, just started like writing songs, and I just wanted to make some songs.
I had to get him
skate
good
to.
first.
Yeah, and
Gotta make it good.
Yeah.
him and our old bass player Walter, they had been growing up playing in bands together, and they were just like super tight and like ready to be in a touring band.
Yeah.
And I just came up. I'm like, yo, Jesse, you want to jam one day? And I got some songs, whatever. Like, my whole thing was I just wanted to record some shitty songs and skate to them, and that was it. I wasn't a musician at the time, you know what I mean?
Nice.
And then over time, yeah, I sucked for sure. No, like I did.
You got better.
But playing with these two dudes that were so good, it got me better so much quicker, and then
No, it was just like fucking around. We were just like, it was just like hanging out and like just
You like
jamming.
the songs and it just became something else.
Yeah, it was like very casual.
the idea of the band grew.
And I was
from
just like,
there.
yeah, I'm not really taking it that serious, you know. And then my dad was like, I don't know, he might have something there, like lyrically and everything, and like his melodies and stuff. Like already we're kind of like unique from the beginning, even with like not much. Like
I think that's
musical
some of the
background.
magic that I hear in your guys' song, like TV Dinner, dude.
Yeah.
For me,
His like
that's my favorite
songwriting and
scoop,
playing
though.
is definitely a little more unorthodox. Like,
Well, I feel
but there's something to it. Yeah,
the
for
magic
sure.
that I hear in that, and you know, if you guys like disagree, it's okay, tell me. But what I hear in that song specifically, it's like, you know, sometimes you get musicians who are trying to like write a hit, you know, and that like desperation for like writing a hit kind of rubs off on their song. But that is a song to me that's just fucking pure. It's like I'm just gonna come up with like some bullshit, you know, like you know, not some bullshit. I mean, it's brilliant.
Well, it's
you know,
a joke song.
It's but dude,
But
that's
it's good.
It's hilarious, man,
If
and
we're
it's a
trying
good
to write-
song
If we're
too.
trying to write a hit, we wouldn't be playing like punk.
It's like prime, dude. That is like prime
Like, it's
Blake
like-
to me. That song, like, you know, like
Yeah.
I mean, it's your own tinge of that, but like, I don't know. To me,
prime skate punk, yeah.
yeah, really, like brilliant song. I love.
Thank you,
that
yeah.
song.
No, that was just
I
one
crack
that-
up every time I hear it.
That was one of the songs that like just like writes itself in a way. Like it took like probably 20-30 minutes to get like the backbone of the song, like just the lyrics and the chorus and kind of like how it's gonna be. And then I remember bringing it and jamming with him, and we got it done so quick. And then once we all got together, I don't remember exactly how it happened, but we all just got it together so quick. It was a really quick one.
Dude, can I hear about like the creation of that song? You guys want, like, you know, like how'd you write it, or you're
It's
like,
so
oh, I'm
long-
gonna come
it's so
up with
long ago that like
it's
I
gone
mean
now.
it's just the
You probably was having TV dinner.
I was writing I was just
Either
telling
the
story,
songs
you know?
are like write themselves and they're just written in like, you know, one little like writing session, or it's like painstaking and I don't want to remember it. How it was written.
No, most of the good ones, especially most of the ones on this new album, have all kind of like wrote themselves in a sense, and like weren't forced. Like we don't like to force songs because then it ends up just not being as good as it could have, or I don't know. It's not
Yeah,
as good as
Bummer
the ones
was
that-
actually it wasn't gonna be an acoustic song.
Yeah, that was one that we almost had to force. And, like, we
Yeah,
ended
and
up
I
just,
was like, I can't. I was like, I got none for this one. So you're like, and we were like,
I'm
all
like,
right,
it's
we
still a
could
good
just,
song. Let's just throw it
yeah,
on at the
yeah, it
same
was still
time.
decent. So
It
I
would
was
have
like, we
took
could
us
just
like
make an acoustic.
It would have took us months to get it tight as a full band anyway to throw that on the
Yeah.
album. So like we just kept it acoustic, made that easy to do.
Like as much as we tried writing to, I was like, I just got nothing for this. It wasn't like working out.
But most of the other songs on this were literally all like, they would stem off of like a quick idea, and like they would just kind of flourish from there. And then we would just get together. Like Foolproof was one that I wrote it like the day before practice. I got like the most of the song like out, like even all like every word, nothing really changed. And then the next day we jammed it out, got it all finished on drums and bass and shit, and like got the structure and everything done. And literally that song was done in like 2 days or whatever. And then we just like got it tight from there. And that was one of the ones that literally just like fell in our lap. And I think it's one of my favorites on on the
Yeah,
on the record.
a lot of songs are great when you just all three of us just come up with something tight right on the spot. But we've also come up with some good songs where like I might be the only one this applies to, but like I'll have to like hear the recording a couple times on my own, and then like I'll just play the root notes to his chords to start off and get in the gist of like the song. And then I'll just like hear the recordings on my own and like think about, oh, what else can I add to this? Just really like take a stab at it and then come back to practice. Because I feel like, a lot of those songs you come up with on the spot are great. But it's not always gonna happen. And if something can't happen on the spot, that doesn't mean like it's not gonna work out. Like I don't really buy into like the whole like, oh, if it doesn't happen naturally, like in the second you come up with an idea, you have to abandon it. Like no, you got to go the extra mile and see what you can do.
Yeah, when I say that like a song like it's mostly just the melody and the words will kind of write themselves or whatever, and then from there we'll mess with shit, change guitar parts, whatever needs to be done.
Sure.
But no, yeah, and what's cool about having a 3-piece is there's a lot of room for everyone to do whatever. I'm only coming when I have a song. I'm only coming there with like guitar, like just power chords and the melody.
Right, and you build the
from
rest
there. We
out
can go and do
between the
whatever.
team.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun.
Well, you guys seem to have quite a sense of humor in your music and in your creative reels and skits and things like that. So,
thank you.
Who is the one with like all the ideas? You guys work together on that, or like
We all come up with ideas and stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely a joint effort.
But I'm mostly like unemployed. I have so much like free time that I'm just sitting at home, kind of just thinking of reels and
the band is
videos
his
to make
job.
every day. Yeah, so I spend a lot of time making videos, and I grew up making like editing and making videos. So I kind of had all these skills before making music to help make the band like more professional than it ever was from the get go. Like I've been a graphic designer, I've been an artist, been a photographer, videographer, all that shit. So, like, and just after starting the band, I've had this to work on and get better at all those skills, and now I'm like honing in all these things to make
that is like kind of our secret weapon is like not a lot of bands have a Jimmy where it's like he can sink a lot of hours a week into doing just like the social media stuff and just a lot of other stuff that bands might have to outsource or just they don't have the time to do it.
We save money and
so it worked a lot in the beginning, especially when we were able to just do a lot of kind of basic stuff on our own and help kind of push ourselves and whatnot. And as we've like kind of evolved and whatnot, we've brought on more people to like help, like just record us and whatever.
Right, the team behind the band.
Yeah, there's a lot of people just like friends of ours
we
and
have-
stuff
so mostly
that
we'll
help
have-
like behind the scenes and stuff.
Yeah, like we shoot and do all our music videos ourselves. Like I'll do all the director of photography, but we'll give the camera to a friend, or like his wife will help us out a lot, and like they'll shoot it and then we'll edit it ourselves, and we're saving money because we're just like they'll either help us out for free or we're just like throw them some weed or whatever, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so we save a lot of money, and also by not hiring a different person. Say we like hired a different person to do each album or to do all the social media posts and all the artwork, it wouldn't like mesh the same as it does from
Right.
Feel that I'm so sorry. Do you feel that like having an interpersonal like relationship with the people that you're working with in that capacity kind of helps filter that organic, mesh?
Yeah, sure, but what I'm getting to is we don't have anybody really helping us to that extent. Like we don't hire
Jimmy's
people.
cold-hearted.
What?
Yeah, whatever.
No, yeah,
Interpersonal relationships.
yeah, no, I'm a great.
It's
no.
cheap.
He doesn't want
The point I'm trying to make is the point I'm
Cheap
trying to
free
make.
labor.
let's make this point then, right?
Sorry.
The point I'm trying to make is just that all the art and like all the creativity is just coming from us, and it's not like we're giving the job to like this guy, and then now this album we're doing one with this guy, and then the vibes are changing. You know what I'm saying? Like so from the get go, we've always had good artwork and good online presence just from the start. Just because I was able to because I had those skills already built up before picking up guitar.
Right.
So,
Dude, the one ad. There's one ad. I think you guys know which one. You got your fork in the outlet.
oh yeah,
And it's like, do you like pop punk? So, dude, what?
that ad is literally a fan generator. I don't know how, but we would during the album cycle, like right after the album came out, we were putting like $30 a day into just ads on that, and we were getting like 1,000 new followers, or like maybe not that much. We were getting like 100 new followers a day or some shit like that.
While that was running.
Yeah, and and they were all real followers that were all commenting and being
That's
like,
how
"Holy
I
shit."
found you guys.
Yeah, and if we had $1 million, we'd be the biggest band right now. If we just put it into ads.
Yeah,
Let me
right,
tell you.
dude. That ad. But how did you come up? Like, were you guys like? You're like, oh, just like, how about I'm like drinking bleach and like sticking my
That old
forehead?
is actually that video is actually 2 years old or something, and that was at a time when I like every once in a while I give myself this challenge to make a video every day, and so I was doing all these daily videos for January of that year, and I was doing I would wake up every day and I would have to like fucking just think of something off the top of my head.
If you go to his personal YouTube, he's obsessed with making just little dumb skit videos.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
years, he's been doing this since I've known
we
him.
could link it if you.
Sure,
I guess
check it
you
out. We'll just
provide
my
it.
Yeah, just go to Jimmy Barbetti's
on
YouTube. Yeah. There's
So,
probably like
I mean,
hundreds of videos on there.
all these videos.
So it's like sometimes there's a really good one.
yeah,
And that's just kind of like the method. It's like throwing shit at the wall until something sticks.
One of them goes
with
big, and
that.
you're like, oh, I struck gold at this. So I'll
Yeah,
make it really
and he's still
resonate.
doing the same thing with like Instagram Reels and all that shit.
Yeah. So like that. At that
Sometimes
time,
there's a really good one.
At that time, I was doing a daily video every day for January, and they were just all random as hell. But then that one day, I was like, oh, let me do one for Scooped Up. And it was just all the ideas I had. I was like, usually I'll think of it while I'm sleeping, or when I'm like about to wake up, like a half hour before you wake up, you're kind of just still like, laying down. And I remember just thinking of like putting the fork in the outlet and drinking bleach, and then like using the hairdryer in the shower would get people to like watch and kind of engage
It's like
with it.
shock
Because they're
humor.
like, what the hell? This guy's gonna die. What's he saying? And so
He's putting himself at danger.
once I thought of those 3 things, that's the formula. You need like 3 things, and then it's just like it was the perfect video. And for whatever reason, that shit just like it creates fans. Whoever sees it, like
Right.
But we can't
every
run
1 in
it
3
right
person.
now.
Yeah,
Because he got hacked.
We got
yeah.
hacked.
Our Facebook got hacked, and we can't run ads anymore until I get them to undisable our ads account. So eventually we'll be able to run ads again. We don't have the money to do it now either, but we still would. I'd be putting $2 a day if I could, just
A
because.
bump in the road for now.
Yeah, but we've been still killing it in other ways, like organic views. We just posted a post 2 days ago that got over 1,000 likes just because it was.
I saw
funny
that
as fuck.
one. Yeah.
What you mentioned one thing, but like, what is the recipe for like the perfect video?
It's like hitting the perfect
idea.
comedy video. It's like hitting 3 things almost. It's like a stand-up special. You want to like have 3 giant jokes, and then at the end you come back and you reference that. Like you say a really good joke in the beginning, you reference it again in the middle, and then at the end you reference it again. And it's just like and it's the same thing with a very fast short video. If you have 3 punchlines that are really strong or whatever, by that 3rd punchline, people are really hooked. You gotta. It depends on what the content is, but you really gotta reel the person in the first 2 seconds or whatever, especially nowadays because no one
Hook
has.
them. You think about that a lot. You're like, what's the hook to this video gonna be?
Yeah, well, I mean, it also doesn't matter. Sometimes, like, I'll sacrifice a good video just because it needs to be a certain way. Like, it doesn't have to have a hook always. But like with the fork in the outlet, that just gets people right off the bat. They're like, "What the hell's this guy doing? Pop punk? I like pop punk." I don't know, but
Yeah.
it's just been a lot of. I don't know.
A lot of it's like improv too.
Oh, it's all
honestly.
improv. Yeah.
Oh, like
Like
you
I
don't
said-
come up
yeah,
with
there's
a
not
script.
that
You're
much
like, oh, let's just
planning.
see what
No, there's
what happens.
especially lately.
Even with our music videos too, like there's kind of we'll sometimes have like a skeleton or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like he'll do a lot of the like music video planning and whatnot because he wants to do a music video for every song. So I'm just like, that's too much for my brain.
Yeah, most of the music videos I'm imagining in my head before we do it, but there's a lot of improv
Yeah. There's like
into
a skeleton, but yeah, when we go to shoot it and stuff, it's like we'll think of a lot of stuff kind of on the fly and whatnot.
about it all being improv and stuff. Like leading up to this album, I was making a video every day for that month leading up and a month after. I did basically a video every day. I didn't have 60 videos planned out, so every day I'm waking up and trying to come up with a fucking new idea, and some of them stuck and some of them were good, and that's basically So it's mostly all improv, and sometimes we hit good shit. I don't know.
So do a lot of your like improvisations that you come up like with the album also translate a lot into like your physical marketing, like your CDs and everything else?
Yeah, I mean everything that's in like. I just try to figure out where I could fit a joke anywhere. Like like with these baseball cards, they all have stupid stats.
So I actually haven't opened them yet.
Yeah, check them out. And just like in the booklet of this, there's a bunch of stupid, like funny things. Like anywhere we can, we try to like squeeze something in where we could have a joke or something, or whatever.
Very intentional.
So my question is, which one of you guys has the best stats?
Oh, they're all equally bad.
Jesse's definitely not the best one.
Actually, I haven't seen this yet.
Jesse,
forgot.
right? So
Yeah.
Pac-Man high score 420 million trillion.
Yeah,
PP size
We got Pig in a Blanket for
World's
Leo.
smallest for Jesse.
World's smallest. Not galaxy's
Wow.
smallest.
Yeah.
Just to be.
They're smaller.
They're smaller in the galaxy. Believe
Biggest
me.
poop 6-ounce sirloin.
Yep.
Hard to top that one.
All right. So now there's a very interesting talent here. Fart on command.
You don't want me to do that
Right now.
No, you don't want me to do that.
He's got a couple silent but deadly ones seeping out right now.
I've actually been farting this entire time.
Yeah, it's actually one giant fart.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. These are freaking hysterical. I love them. They're great. Everyone,
He's got taste buds in his butthole. Did you see
Yeah,
that?
don't forget.
Taste buds
yeah.
in his butthole. Damn.
Am I the one that
Yeah.
can eat,
This is top
eat the
tier,
ass
like,
off a fly?
improv
S tier.
marketing right here. S tier right there. There you go. Definitely go get yourself a scooped up baseball card.
It comes
I
free
definitely
with any
think
purchase of a
Your
CD.
special moves of
Free with any purchase.
Okay, say that.
So
I don't remember what it is.
Look at his
Damn.
special move.
I already said it. I think I already said it.
What?
Everyone has like these ridiculous special moves.
where's the special move?
It's literally at the bottom right there.
Oh, rim shot.
This one's spin
yeah.
piss and the other one's.
Yeah.
So
What's the other I forget.
This one's spin piss and then the last
rim
one.
job? What's that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
This was skunk
Oh,
breath.
skunk breath.
Skunk breath.
I'm actually gonna be so happy to show these around to some of my friends because they all appreciate
Oh yeah, they're
this.
so they're free with any purchase of a CD or a vinyl.
Free with any person. And what's the website, by the way, that we could pick up some merch? for
Oh, well, you
people
can go
who-
to scoopedupband.com
Or alternatively,
yeah, you go to poopedup.com,
or you can go to,
mgksucks.com,
Oh, yeah.
or you could even go to
ibroke-my-dick.com.
I broke
Or
my
you can go to.
dick.com.
This was my favorite.
Oh, the pre-save our new song to be entered to win a PS4.com.
That's
There you
right.
go. Pre-save
That's
the
still
new song.
active?
Is it a
Yeah,
PS5?
that's
No, it's
marketing
PS4.
right
Yeah.
there.
That's the truth.
Yeah, that's
Definitely
still,
how you
would be
do
a
it.
PS5.
I still pay for all those. Yeah, the
Someone-
MGK
yeah.
Sucks one. Oh, that was like the cheapest, best marketing we've ever done because it was $15 for the domain name, but we got like 7,000 website views because I posted it in a pop punk Facebook group where like during that week. MGK was like the polarizing topic to talk about where everyone was either like, I love MGK or I hate MGK or blah blah. So when I just posted mgksucks.com, like it just blew up and there was like hundreds of likes and a bunch of like literally 7,000 website views and everyone was digging it. So that was like the
Wow.
cheapest, quickest, promo that we've done.
What does that convert to in terms of like merch sales? Anything?
Nothing.
yeah.
Nothing.
You just get exposed.
yeah.
It was
nah.
cool.
Nothing.
It was cool. We didn't
Yeah.
have our album out at the time. Like now, like I feel like we're making, and it's better now that we're making videos or when we get new fans now because they have this album and our EP and our last album.
Right.
Before this came out, we kind of just had a bunch of old songs that like didn't represent us currently as well as it does now. So I'm stoked now that people can listen to these 14 brand new songs that we're
Right.
100% behind these, and
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
feels good.
Do you guys have like any like special packaging for anybody that like buys like specific like different? Do you guys have like any like pre-save like or like pre-sale marketing that you guys did for this?
Yeah, well, we you were able to pre-order the vinyl, and it came with like it was a whole bundle. It comes with the vinyl, the poster, the CD, shoelaces, the cards with the pick, and the
Wait, like
stickers.
actual shoelaces?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had scooped
Have
up shoelaces
these.
that
Yeah, I want scooped up shoelaces.
yeah, we need to get more of those. We ran out, but
Oh my
yeah.
God.
You're marketing them as like a belt, like a
Yeah, you
right,
can
or
wear them
like,
as
oh,
a
you
belt,
don't-
or you could put them in your hoodie. Like how the hoodies have the string and shit.
Yeah.
Right,
I did
yeah.
that. Put that in my hoodie.
That's
and
cool.
yeah, we just ran out of those. So I actually just ordered more of them today, and because I owe some people some shoelaces. But besides that, we did that because our song, one of the songs on here was called Shoelace. It was the single before the album came out. So as part of that promo, I was like, we got shoelaces. Why not? So
I noticed that too. There's that one video where you got like the shoelace in your ear and you're like holding the shoe like
yeah.
the iPod.
Yeah, yeah,
And he's
yeah.
like, oh, what do you listen to? You're like, you like pull the shoelace out of your.
I got hit by a car on that one too.
Did you? Like actually?
Yeah. Well, no,
Oh,
not
in that
really.
bit. Oh yeah, that's right. At the end. Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about.
Jim's like, oh,
Well, no, that's
Yeah.
like a theme. Like
Yeah, I
I feel like
died.
you put that like in your songs or like in the thing. You
How was
like
your
edit
dad
in like a
doing
little
that?
like shh, and
No,
then
it was just an edit. Yeah.
how was your near-death experience?
Oh, it was great. Yeah,
Amazing.
It was digital.
Fantastic.
So some lessons for the bands that I've gotten so far is if you guys want to grow on social media like these guys have, you got to create a lot of content. What I noticed, you didn't say this, but what I noticed is you put like your authentic personality into it, and I think that like attracts the kind of people that are interested in the kind of thing that you're interested in. And then if you throw a lot of stuff at the wall, with that formula, 3-step formula, eventually something sticks. But, something bringing back from before for the bands that are trying to do that. Like, I always wondered, if I just had like 25,000, Instagram followers that were active, maybe I'd get more merch sales or whatever. But what I heard was, like, at the end of the day, what's really going to book out the shows and really make the difference is the grassroots stuff, too. So even though, like, all of it compounds and it all feeds together well, these people are still doing the real deal, gigging every weekend, not just relying on their social media or sitting in their bedroom posting videos.
Social media is just a tool to help, like it's not really like, it's not going to be like the be all end all.
One of many. So you're still handing out stickers.
A lot of extra things too, like going to local shows with your friends, and also staying, when you play a show, stay the whole time. Like those little things all add up, like just being part of your scene and more active, and people just, they remember that shit,
Show
And
up early,
ultimately,
stay
it's
late.
about the scene, and together the scene grows, and that's what we're trying to cultivate here in Long Island.
And
So
just
to our Long
sticking around
Islanders,
too, like, cause
stick around.
no, literally, like it's been like 7-8 years now that we've been like doing this and stuff. So it's just like a lot of bands don't make it that long. A lot of people get sick of their bandmates or whatever, or they have to, they have to move away, or
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, that's the
Life
biggest
happens.
lesson from
Yeah.
Chris Rubin Band. They told us, like,
A lot of shit,
the reason why
life
bands fail is
happens,
they split up. And like,
Yeah,
if you
so-
could just stick around long enough, stuff starts to happen.
and stuff's starting to happen now, so it feels good.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So to compound off of like our earlier statement, how did you guys, start, building your community from like, I guess like the most grassroots place that you guys have been?
Well, it was mostly after COVID. We were like the only place we could play was our local skate park, so we started throwing these skate park shows, and there was nothing else to do, so we would have like 20, 30 people there, and it would just be us playing. There'd be no other bands. It would just be like, I used to go to the skate park, or I still do. I'd chill there all the time, so there'd be like 20, 30 people just there chilling. So I was like, why don't we just come and play for these 20, 30 people? And at the time, like, that was great. Like 30 people we would be stoked about. And so then eventually we kept playing these shows, and we started, adding more bands, and more people started coming, and then while the lockdowns lifted, it started getting bigger and bigger, and then that definitely helped start what we have going now, because a lot of those people have stuck around and are seeing us in venues now and are paying for that. And before it was free, and we were kind of like, we were like spending money to get it done. Like towards the end of that, we had to start paying for permits and shit, because it was all just illegal and DIY. And,
So it would get bigger, and then after a certain point, you got to
the
cover
cops
your
kept
tail.
coming, and once they came like the third time, they're like, all right guys, like we're gonna have to really like someone from the city like call or whatever, like blah blah. And then so the next time we had to get a permit, and ever since then we've had to. But that's definitely helped, and just I don't know, just playing a lot of shows and with a lot of good bands, like it helps grow by sharing fans with local bands that have fans and shit,
Right.
So what are some other bands that you guys are friends with? Maybe shout them out, like
Yeah, well, who's on the come up?
As far as-
Sunday morning.
Yeah, our homies in Sunday Morning. We've played like all of our local shows lately. Have been with them, like with our album release show, the house show for the second album release show, which was a house show. Like another house show we did last week. There was another one or something. I don't know. We've been playing a ton of shows with Sunday Morning, which are our homies. We
aren't
pretty
they
much started
playing in
around the
Long
same time.
Island soon, or did they
They've done
already?
a lot of shows.
They're playing
so
in New
far.
York and Boston coming up,
okay.
but we both started off around the same time, so both of our bands have grown, and what's good, especially with the past shows that we've been selling out, it's with the help of them too, because they're also awesome, and they have good fans that follow them to all their shows. So we've been like mixing and sharing fans, and both growing at the same time. And
Together.
we're going to be playing their EP release show soon, or in a couple months, and so they're definitely the homies. Another band is Shortwave. They played our album release show.
Anthems.
Anthems played that other show with us, another house show.
And then Cinema Stare, we haven't played too many shows with so far, but they're another rising star. They do a lot of out-of-state shows regionally.
Yeah, they're not, and and then we played a bunch of shows with Point Radar. They're another local band that's on, they're on the come up too. So just like all these local bands that we played with are like a couple of years ago, there used to be no alternative bands. Like we'd be playing with like the weirdest bands, and now it's like it feels good to be playing with local bands that are similar in sound.
In your genre, and you
Yeah.
guys bring like the,
Yeah.
the same kind of
they're not necessarily in the same genre, but like they're similar enough.
Yeah, a
Right,
lot of
right.
like the bands we played with, like even as we were coming out of the pandemic, a lot of like Midwest emo influence, like fourth wave emo, which isn't entirely our thing, but we fuck with it. And then we started playing with bands that have a bit more of like they're a little more upbeat. Like Sunday Morning, they still have that Midwest emo vibe to them, but with pop punk types of hits or hooks rather.
Our homies in Goalkeeper, I feel like are one of the bands that are very similar in genre. If like anyone hasn't heard of them, go check them out. If you like what we sound like, you'll like them. And so it's cool we're starting to branch out and meet more bands that are more closer to our genre. So yeah.
Who do you guys know from the scene in Long Island you think would be like a good...
Muckrakers.
Oh
Right off
yeah,
the bat,
totally, dude. We should get you guys in Munio Stock. You ever hear about Munio Stock? It's like it's going on its 11th year in Long Island.
Our buddies,
yeah.
they've been doing backyard shows for a while, so kind of like you guys, where you guys started at the skate park, they built that community and stuff like that. But the Muckrakers, great punk band, definitely, I think, up
Cool.
your guys' style.
Shout out to Munio Stock in October. If you're listening to this, definitely get your ticket. But yeah, we'll talk to Scoob, try and get you guys on the bill. It would be sick. If you guys are down to come out to Long Island.
Definitely. Yeah.
And that's something, we're trying to cultivate. So we represent a collective in Long Island, bunch of bands over here. And, at some point it would be really sick to create some kind of channels where like, maybe you guys could send down like some Connecticut bands and, we'll have you guys like play with some local bands that'll bring some good turnout.
Yeah,
And
sure.
we can do the
Like,
same,
some bands, your guys'
We gotta like
that.
we gotta...
It's all about unifying the communities,
We've played a show with Moose Creek Park. I don't know.
Oh,
if you
I
guys
love Moose Creek.
Yeah, so they played a show
Another
last
guitarist
night.
band.
Yeah, they played a show last night with another band. We're playing our
Our
420
homies in
show. with.
Waver, yeah.
Yeah.
They're another Long Island band that we're friends
Waver?
with.
That's a house
Yeah.
part. That's like
the
a
Keyshawn
part.
brothers.
Yeah.
I know those guys.
You know them? Yeah.
Yeah, they actually own a guitar shop in.
I know.
East
Island
Islip.
Park?
Yeah, Island Park. Yeah.
You're talking about the Twins?
Yeah,
I-
Safe Haven.
I don't think they're in there anymore.
No?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's where I met them.
Okay.
That's when I learned about
Yeah.
like Waver and Farsight and so on and so
Yeah,
forth.
they've got a new rhythm guitarist and bassist.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, I think so. But no, I just remember them being so connected to that band.
yeah, I
It's been
think.
a while.
Yeah, we
They're
did see
doing
them
Farsight
like
now.
in the Christmas show for Sunday Morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys just dropped an album,
Yeah.
The Runs. So why don't we hear about this album right here? If you're listening right now, go save it on your Spotify, give it a listen, stream it, and why don't we hear about the creation of The Runs? And what's on there? What are you proud of? Any stories, recording? What do you guys got? Regarding this album here.
I think coming up with a name was like the longest part of the process.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, and just writing it.
difficult.
What's funny is this exact image.
It took
and
too long.
So this album took like 4 years to make because we started it right before
Yeah.
COVID, and then like halfway through recording it or halfway through writing it, we started recording some of the songs, and then like one of the first songs, which was the reruns, we released that as one of the first singles. But that was like so long ago now. When did that come out?
January.
2021? No,
Yeah,
2020.
sorry.
so
No, 2020.
was it?
The Runs.
Might have been.
No, that came out.
no.
The Runs came out August
It was
2021.
after-
Reruns. Reruns, right?
Yeah, reruns.
2021, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep
Summer.
mixing them up. But yeah, so that's how long this.
And we started writing the album in 2019.
Yeah. We started writing this album in 2019.
Yeah.
We released an EP in 2019, and like while that came out, we already had some of these songs written.
Yeah.
And COVID really like slowed it down because it like
I mean, we had a cover song. We did a Beatles cover in 2020, so it's not
Yeah,
like we were
released
not
that, yeah.
releasing anything. It's just we were taking a really long time, like working on this album, and also COVID definitely didn't help. And
It affected
stuff,
all of
but-
us in different ways.
Yeah, there was just periods of time where like we just couldn't put as much time into like just the production of the album, and
Yeah,
we were
I
still playing shows too the entire time. So
yeah, I couldn't write shit during COVID because like I didn't want to write about lockdown, So like,
yeah,
it just took
the
a while
writing
to get
process
anything good out.
definitely slowed down like during the beginning of COVID for sure.
But then once we started playing the skate park shows and stuff, and like things started like opening up again, like that's when we started writing more, and then within that year or so, we finished everything. But like to stay relevant, we just slowly release singles as they were getting done. Like we would shoot a video, and then 6 months later it'd come out or whatever.
That's
And-
where like Best Days came from.
Yeah, like Reruns was the first single in 2021, and then after that we did Dyslexic, and then it was Best Days, and then literally a year and a half later the album came out. So like right before the album came out in October we released Shoelace. So that was like the single kind of leading up to the album. And then luckily we have 14 songs on there, so there was 10 brand new songs by the time it came out. And even though they're all short, they're all we're like 100% behind these songs. Like that's why it took so long, is because we wanted to write the best album that we could,
Right.
and have no stinkers. And a lot of people have said that they they think that it's a no skip album, and I'm like, all right, sweet, that's what we tried to do, you know. And there was 2 songs we were gonna take off, but we ended up putting them back on, and I'm glad we did just to make it a little longer, and yeah.
And people like them, so.
Right.
And the funny thing is, the name and the cover and stuff like that took us 6 months, just like where we were just throwing all these ideas around, like. It came up to the point where we're like, all right, it's all riding on what the fucking cover and name
That was the only thing holding it back.
because we needed to just start getting things made, and like I had this idea for this exact thing, like just calling it the Runs, having a little bit of shit coming out of his pant leg, and then seeing through the it's me. like I've had this picture in my head for like a couple years, but I thought it was gonna for whatever reason I just thought it was too like juvenile or too much of a joke to do for this album, because I wanted just this album to be more of a statement. It took so long, we didn't come up with any other better ideas, that it was just like, fuck it, let's do this. And I'm glad we did, because now it's got this whole vibe, like with the baseball cards and the baseball theme, and
Yeah, you marketed it all together.
and the picture came out exactly how I imagined it in my head too. So
And the vinyl too, for all the New York hipsters who want to get something. Why don't you show off a little bit of merch over here?
yeah, here we go. So here's the cover on wax.
Yeah, I'll hold this one up. IBrokeMyDick.com and check that out. It's very well made.
Please save my single and win a free PS4.
Yeah. So we got this transparent blue vinyl. What's cool is there's like an etching. If you look and you read, it says use this as a frisbee, right here.
Show on the back.
See that?
Yeah.
And then on the back it says, yeah, you could. And on the back it says, throw this record out. So that, wherever we could
Don't do that, by the way.
wherever we could squeeze a joke in, we do it. Like right here, it says this album is made out of recycled condoms. And so like wherever we could put a joke, we try to put it there.
It's so fucking funny.
Absolutely.
The intentionality of your
right here.
band, man, it's just
Yeah.
brilliant.
There's like
Reading this
attention to
QR
detail to the max.
You get 2
Yeah.
different backs, so the CD back is a little different. It's in the studio, and then we stuck with like the whole baseball theme for the vinyl back cover. And
So I have 2 questions.
Do they all
about
come
the-
signed?
Oh no,
there's-
that's just the one we had on display. But yeah,
Oh,
there's the option
If
to
you
get
buy
signed.
it from us live, like we'll just sign your stuff and stuff. But you could buy it online. I think,
Should we do,
for,
like, to
$10
drop-
more for it to be signed?
$10 more
Yeah,
online?
something like that.
Get your
$10
sign
bucks.
scooped up.
There you
Listen, get it
Oh,
now
you unwrapped it.
before they blow up.
We could probably just.
You're gonna freaking 10x your
Yeah, let me-
investment.
There's different things with the CD. So we got the booklet and stuff, and we didn't cheap out on this booklet because as a kid, like
Oh, it's beautiful, man. Look at that color. Hang on a second. Like,
Look at that color, dude.
let this be an example to the bands watching. Like, this is attention to detail. This is quality control, dude.
Thank you, yeah.
This is good quality, right?
well, yeah. When I was growing up, I used to always love seeing a booklet
dang.
in like the CD case and stuff. I always used to love looking at it and reading the shit. So we instead of cheaping out, we even include a sticker in there. We did a bunch of cool stuff. So we got all the lyrics and
lyrics,
shit,
hell yeah.
and then we got some like almost comic strip esque like sequences right here. So there's me like playing baseball and I hit him in the head or whatever. And then there's just some other pictures of us. Then there's another sequence here where they choke me out.
a little coup d'etat.
And you'd have to get the booklet to really see all this.
Yeah,
but
no one's gonna see this.
I'm just showing us.
It's terrible for
Damn
podcasting.
Yeah, we
terrible.
This is the good part. All right, ready? So it's like another thing is like I always like you'd always look through the booklet as a kid and you would like look for something cool. There never was anything cool.
Yeah.
It was always just information and shit. We have something cool here. First off, if you need friends to listen to the album, you could cut out these pictures of us and stick them to your fingers, and then you have friends you can listen to the album to. And if you see this, we got this scooped up fold over. What you do is you take the back cover. It's like a Mad magazine,
Yeah.
where you take the back cover and you fold it over, and then you stick this back into the CD case, and now you got elevator hits of the '80s. just in case you wanted to hide your scooped up CD from like your parents or like your siblings that you don't want them.
Does it contain illegal objects? Is that why we're?
Oh no, just like like you got like a little brother. You don't want him drooling all over your scooped up CD.
Right.
You just change it to elevator hits of the '80s, and then no one's gonna touch your CD. Like who's gonna,
You don't want mom finding your
scooped up.
yeah, you don't want anybody opening it. And I would not open this.
That's fucking amazing.
So yeah, all your favorite elevator hits from the '80s.
So much personality in this. I love it.
Yeah, so like wherever we could, we threw a joke, and and then the baseball cards was a great idea. That was Jesse's idea, and so it was just another like layer to it all to make the.
The question is, you guys, obviously did a lot of the baseball promo and stuff like that, and you guys are a skate punk band. Do you guys actually skate and or play baseball?
No. No and no.
No, we don't play baseball. I
My
skate.
wife plays softball. Does that count?
That counts.
That counts.
Sure.
Alright.
Ding ding. Yeah.
Except for the haters out there.
Yeah.
I've grown up skating my whole life, but I'm not necessarily that good or anything.
Yeah.
No kickflips.
I mean, I've been able to kickflip, but not currently, probably not.
Alex has got the skateboard.
Pull it
I,
out. Pull it out. No, I skate mostly like transition, like bowls and shit. You know,
Nice.
like I'd rather cruise because I'm not trying to fall and like eat shit, and you know, yeah.
I had a skater phase for like a hot minute, like middle school going into high school, but then you kind of reach a point where like, you know, you can only do the same 3 or 4 tricks and not really progressing past that. You kind of need to reevaluate if you want to invest all your time and interest in it.
But I feel like, you know, just like, because you had mentioned this earlier, that you started writing because you were a skater.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
You wanted to write.
I wanted to write some songs
to
to skate
skate
to.
with.
Yeah, yeah.
How much like did that, I guess, like ideal transition into like your music videos and stuff like that? Because I see you guys do a lot of like really fun stuff. I know you did the improv stuff, and there's just a lot of good content in there. Like one of my favorite
Thank
scenes in your most recent one is like where you have like the car driving itself with like a stick.
Wait,
Or whatever.
what?
Are you talking about the scooped up
Yeah, the
mobile
scooped
out
up
there?
mobile, where like
What do you
Oh
call
yeah,
it?
Best days.
with the
Best
rope.
days.
Yeah,
That was best days,
Best
isn't
days.
it?
yeah. Thank you. Yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah, just the vibe. It's just the vibe of our lives, I guess. It all comes out in the videos and shit. And yeah, I don't know. What was the question?
Sorry,
I've grown up skating and doing graffiti art and like kind of like do like that type of shit that like it kind of comes out in the artwork and in the music and shit. So yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's why it's the vibe that it is because I skate to pop punk and shit that I wanted to make some pop punk to skate to.
Yeah,
and now
we're musicians. We're never growing up.
yeah.
Yeah.
And now I play more music than I do
just
skate.
kids
you know?
at
I
heart.
just do that
Right.
to keep it up, you know, just for the vibe of it, for fun.
You know what's interesting, man? Like, we've had a lot of skaters on the show. You know, Big Happy was, like, skater influenced. Tom Bauer of Mr. Rooster.
know that.
Killer fucking band, by the way, Mr. Rooster. You guys will hear about him in Connecticut one of these days. They're on the come up hard.
Dope.
But anyway, you know, we get a lot of skaters, and I always thought it was, it's really cool, like, skateboarding, I feel like it breeds creativity, you know?
Oh, it does,
like
for sure.
there's like the videography of it, then there's always like music, you know, if you're creating like edits, and you know, and also just like the fact that there's no rules on a skateboard, I feel like it
it's a
attracts like a
one-man
certain mind
thing.
of exactly
one-man sport, you
right.
know,
You're
so,
not like
like-
really competing. You're
Yeah,
just like
there's no like
having
guidelines. You
fun.
can kind of just do whatever you want, and you know, and flow. Same thing with guitar. You know, you just pick up a guitar and just flow and noodle around till you find something.
Right.
And yeah, it's kind of the same feeling. Like when you land a trick or you learn a trick, like when you write a song or you come up with something. You know, it's almost the same feeling.
Interesting.
And
Yeah.
so like I started off as a painter and a graffiti artist. So like I was always chasing that feeling of like finishing a painting and being like, oh yes, I'm so stoked about this. But that would take so much time and effort that when I picked up the guitar and like would find songs after 20 minutes or whatever, it was like the same feeling but like sooner and easier. And
Right.
not nowadays it's not as easy and soon, but like back then I was excited about every little thing.
Right.
That's what made me transfer it more into playing guitar because I'm just looking for that dopamine hit of like finishing a creation or whatever, you know.
Right.
Serotonin,
Right.
Yeah. I'm a creation
An addict.
junkie.
Speaking of which, man, so like the band overall is, I would say, like, you know, creation. You guys, it's an active creation, right? So I'm curious about like, you know, the vision. Like, obviously, Scooped Up's come a long way, and like, you know, what do you guys see for Scooped Up in the next couple of years? You know, do you guys have a vision, or are you just kind of rolling with the punches? Like, I'm curious.
Just more music and better,
Bigger and better shows.
bigger and better
for sure.
shows. Yeah,
I
we're
wanna
already,
Yeah.
we're already
pack
exceeding our expectations that we had in the beginning. So like everything is we're starting on it. So
Hell yeah.
yeah, so I'm just gonna keep it going, and this is finally a better representation of where we are now. And then in the next year or so, once we release more music, it'll just like we have our newest song, "Don't Wipe," is like I think is our best song that we've made in a while. I'm really stoked on that. So that's coming out eventually, and we're just gonna make an EP to go with that, and hopefully by next year we'll have a new EP out.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, fucking
Words
awesome.
of wisdom in the music.
It's brilliant, man.
Lots of words of wisdom in the music.
Yeah,
Music and you know, getting for people that get to know you and see your personality. I think that's you know even more special that they you know see your sense of humor and they get those jokes and they appreciate
Right.
all that you are and these little hidden gems that the Easter eggs that you add in there. It creates a fanaticism that people know all like these little things like, oh, did you know this, like
Yeah,
elevator hits, like all
Right.
that stuff like really makes a difference.
Yeah, you know what it is?
Yeah.
It's almost like
personality.
Right, like it's like, you know, for instance, like tic-tac-toe, right? A game. Like there's no depth to it, right? You play it for a while and you get bored of it. But you guys have created like depth to your music, you know, and like all these little Easter eggs, and it's like enough to like, you know, you learn about it and then it's like, oh, you know, here's all these different links. And, you know, I buy this thing and here's all these little Easter eggs. And it's like, and you know that like this is the kind of stuff that you guys are going to continue to put out. And so it creates like a real genuine interest, you know?
There's a scooped up universe.
You can
being
go
built.
explore and you can really get lost in it,
No,
you
you
know?
can. It's
And
just
like
cool.
for you guys watching right now, you don't know who Scooped Up is. Follow them right now because like they're gonna do something that's gonna actually make you laugh your balls off. You know, like they're so funny and like there's so much depth there. So explore the universe of the Scooped Up. You know, for those.
No, that's what I think is really cool about like a new fan finding us is they literally could go and check out all of the reels we've made and just look at all the stupid shit. Go to our YouTube. We have so many random stupid skits and videos that we've made for every release. Not even just this stuff, you know. So yeah, and there's interviews and all this stuff. We made so much content throughout the years that literally you could sit there and dive in for so long, you know.
Right, the video you guys just put out, Scooped Up the video game.
Oh, yeah.
What was the idea behind that?
No, it was just a random late night that I was editing shit, and then it took a long time to do. But
You're like tagging this.
yeah, putting stickers around.
You're like, watch out for the bouncer, and then you're like pissing like on like the floor.
Yeah, no,
And then it's like, oh, the bouncer caught you.
Over.
I should make another one of that, but that one did good. Everyone liked that. Yeah,
So
it was fun.
funny,
You guys
man.
have really great content. I think like that's like one of the as soon as like Alex shared the reel, one of the first things I noticed was these guys have fucking.
Which one
insane
was it?
content.
The fourth.
Yeah, it was the one.
Yeah,
before it, 'cause,
yeah, yeah. I was like,
you
check
said
these
earlier,
guys
it was
out.
literally like, what the fuck?
So is that how you found us? Or through that?
I
app?
dude
Yeah,
through an
through
ad.
that ad.
I found you guys.
That
And
was
truthfully,
working, guys.
so
That's what
I
I'm saying,
saw
that one works.
you posted. I
That was
think
stuff
it was
we're
the
forcing
thing
out.
about like hammering my dick for every follower.
Oh,
That one's good too.
And then so I saw that and I messaged you guys and I was like, oh, like, you know, it's genius, like the genius strikes you, something like that. And you're like, oh, thanks. And I wasn't really like thinking of you like answering, honestly. I figured you guys get like all kinds of like DMs and stuff. And then once you answered, I was like, oh, we should get these guys on the podcast. And like so far it's only been Long Island bands. And I think for the most part we want to keep the focus on Long Island. But you know what, dude, we got like a
We're right
northeastern
over the
region.
pond, man.
Yeah, it's like 2 hours, right? You guys
I
aren't
feel
too
like
far.
There are so many Long Island bands that go to Connecticut.
Yeah.
You know, I have friends like Resist the Temptation that have gone over there, Life of Agony that have gone over there, and they share like a really good connection with the metal community. And I feel like, you know, as we continue to grow our communities, we can definitely keep that transfer over, you know, getting people over there and back and forth.
Yeah.
There are so
Yeah.
many bands that are good.
Yeah, Life
They
of
deserve
Agony is
that,
huge,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah, they deserve that, like, you know, chance to be able to, like, grow with these communities that are here, you know?
And everything I see too is pointing toward like the rise of the independent artists and the independent communities. And like, you know, I see like Astoria's got their own collective, Brooklyn, they have like musician collective, right? And all these pockets, like as we get organized and as we collaborate, we become more powerful, you know? And as a region, like our freaking power level is through the roof, you know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
Over 9,000.
yeah, so like, you know, we continue to cultivate our scene. You guys continue to cultivate your scene, you know?
Yeah.
And like together,
All grows.
you know,
Take the ferry.
original
Very
music. we will eventually someday make original music that's on the come up more fun than going to see, you know, your everyday cover bands that are, you know, because we have the same thing here in Long Island. It's mostly cover bands, but like, you know, what is
It's
that
already
really
like that,
cultivate?
dude. Seeing a local band, even if there's not a lot of people there, if you're seeing a band of all originals and like they're putting their all into it, like trying to make it a band. That's way better than seeing some people just, you know, play covers you've heard a million times.
Right.
You know? And the scene that we have right now already is funner than most. It's almost as fun as going to see a real show at a real big band at a big venue, sold out, whatever. Like the past couple of house shows we've been doing have been off the chain. Like
That's
everyone
awesome,
moshing
man.
the whole
I noticed
time,
that you
like,
guys have been
everything.
doing house show to house show. So what, you guys have
We've
just
like
been having so
steered
much
into
fun?
that. Yeah, it's
that
like,
looks awesome. Like,
well,
yeah.
it's good because we don't have to like we can put the show on. We don't have to like answer to anybody. It's us. Like we're putting it all on. We're putting the bands on. We're like, there's no one to pay for
Right.
whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
And what,
so-
you have like a friend run the door, collect like 5 or 10?
we'll run
or
the
something?
door ourselves.
Yeah.
and then,
Hell yeah.
and then we'll just we'll usually buy a bunch of pizza. We'll get like $200 in pizza, and it'll be free for everybody. And we'll take that out of the door money, and then we're able to in the past couple of house shows we've had over 100 people, so we're in the position to where we could pay these other bands very well.
Hell yeah. And what do you charge at the door right now?
It's like $10.
$10
And I
plus
just-
people. So $10 by 200 people. Was anyone good at
like
math?
2,000.
Two G's.
Yeah.
So each
Well,
band,
yeah, yeah.
and there what 3
That's
bands
how it
on the
was
bill
for,
for.
our album release.
The album release was like
we
200
sold
people.
200 tickets.
And then all the house shows since then have been over 100. So it'd be like 130 to 150, and then like 20 of those people would be bands, so they didn't pay or whatever. So it'd be, you know, so it's around a little over 1,000 divided between the bands and shit or whatever each show. So it's been good.
Sick.
Yeah. Compared to playing like a venue where you have to pay, you know, whether they take some from the top for the door guy and like the sound guy and all that shit. So
Right.
you know, we run sound and we do a door ourselves, so save the
Do
money.
it yourself.
Right.
Do it yourself. That's what you gotta do. We're 100% DIY, and we plan to stay that as long as we can.
You guys like bring all your equipment and everything too.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Because we're doing these at our homies' houses. Like the last one we did at my mom's house, and the one before that we're doing at our homie's house. It's just a big garage, so we just bring all the sound stuff and we bring our gear, and yeah, it's great.
Hell yeah.
Sick. Should we?
Yeah, wrap it up.
Yeah, I guess we'll wrap it up around here.
Alright, so
All right,
Scoop it
so let's scoop it on up. Wait, can we just ask you about the name too? I'm curious how the name.
Oh, yeah,
and then we'll wrap it up. That's cool.
Because we both had
Is there,
theories about
so
it.
is this scoop? What
Let's hear your
exactly are we
theories.
scooping up?
Let's
So,
hear your
Alex,
theories.
your
I
theory.
mean, dude, I thought it was something else before the runs dropped, and then once the runs dropped, I figured, I figured, scooping up like dog shit or something. But,
I thought
yeah.
like scooping ice cream, like one of you guys.
he thought scooping ice cream.
It's just open for interpretation.
Yeah, it's not that
Yeah.
it means anything. It's just so the main thing.
It's not that deep.
Or you'll get scooped up, like when you
Yeah. Well,
that's like
that's
an
what-
adjective, right?
Yeah.
Is that how it's
Honestly,
used?
yeah.
Like get scooped up.
That's where
Get
it came
scooped
from.
up,
Yeah.
huh?
So-
Like
That's where it came from. So,
and then you play,
used
you
to
put it like
play-
there. You're
I-
like, oh, I'm scooped up now, like that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
Yeah, I used to play in
scooped
metal
up to
bands
the-
and shit with like, you know, like confusing ass names and shit.
Yeah.
Like we both played in metal bands. Like that's how we got started
90s.
and stuff when we were like a lot younger. And yeah, so it's just like when someone asks you like the band name and then you say it and they're like, huh, what? So like I don't know, when we were coming up with it, like we had a big list of names and stuff, and it's like scooped up, like it's like a common phrase, you know. Like,
yeah, the main thing was
it's
that
in the
we wanted to
cultural,
name
like,
it something like a common
zeitgeist.
phrase that people would kind of be already familiar with. Because like
Yeah.
we've had friends with bands that just have outrageous names. Like here's one for example. It's not a real band, but like imagine if someone was like, "You ever heard of the band Infected Hickey?" You'd be like, "No." But if someone was like, "You ever heard of Scooped
It's a
Up?" You'd be
grindcore
like,
band.
"Oh, maybe."
Kind of familiar.
Because like I've always grown up people being like, "Yo, scoop me up," or like, "Yo,
Yeah.
let's smoke." I'll be like, "All right, scoop me up. Let's
Right.
like come scoop." So when we thought of Scooped Up and we looked it up, it wasn't taken. It was like that's it.
Something
It-
familiar.
It's like iconic. It's waiting to be iconic, and now we're doing that.
You guys are bringing it to life.
Yeah, exactly.
Sitting there just waiting on
Most of what we do,
There's
there's
something about it just fits perfectly.
Yeah, no, most of what we do, like, there's not that much thought behind it. Like, we just
We
kind of
named our first album Dumbass because we couldn't think of a name. Like let's just call it Dumbass. And
we just
like,
go
it
for
works.
shit, and like I don't know, yeah, some
Did you
stuff
have
works for us.
alternatives?
Like,
Yeah, the alternative name was Dumbass Again. Literally just
Nah.
Dumbass and the word again. Like not like just Dumbass Again, like you know.
I was
Dumbass
bummed,
Again.
dude. I was
That one's
bummed.
another one too. I was
I was
bummed.
bummed.
I was bummed.
Like album,
Al's
like
bum.
the word album, but like it's Al's bum. I was a big advocate for
good one.
Dumbass Again though, because that just would have been the biggest fuck you to like, like naming your album the same thing.
Fans.
Yeah, yeah,
Dumbass
right.
3, Dumbass 4.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go. Now you're gonna start like a whole like movie series with that.
We already have the next EP kind of named as if we stick with the idea we have, which is pretty good. So I'm not gonna drop it now, but
Yeah, don't let
Oh,
it
yeah.
steal it from
yeah.
you.
No, we have a pretty good idea
Skip
for the
two.
next
You
one.
guys
which-
hold on.
We're-
We'll be keeping an eye on
Another
it.
thing about this is we didn't name any of these songs until it was last minute. Like we would be naming them as they're being released, and then like the last second while we were putting together all the artwork,
Not
we were
smart, by
naming
the way.
them. all.
Don't do that.
We literally
Never
did the
again.
names like while we were writing them. We named them song 1 through 14. So we would be like, all right, let's play song 1.
Intentionally to not like even influence till the time is right.
No,
That's not why.
No,
we just
we're
did that.
lazy.
Yeah.
You give us too much credit.
I don't think this is lazy because I know lazy bands and they don't.
No,
come
no,
up
no.
with,
Just
like-
when it comes to the naming.
I'm
of the
glad we did it that
songs.
way though, because now all the names I'm super stoked about. But like, I wouldn't do it again just because we can't do
No.
it again. We already have a song 1 and a song 2. and a song
Right,
3.
We were just
Clash.
like disorganized a little bit when it came to like I don't know.
Just name
That's
it.
part of the vibe.
Well, for whatever reason, before this album, all the songs would kind of name themselves, or I'd come up with something like quick enough to where it's like, okay, let's call it this, and then it ends up sticking.
Songs literally
Or
wanted
whatever.
to be named.
And then yeah, they did. No, yeah, but like lately with this album, we just like no song names stuck out until it just became time to where we had to do
was,
it.
yeah.
And now they're good.
If I had to ask, I guess like what was your most satisfying naming moment for these songs? Like if you had to pick one.
Oh, I don't know.
Like the one that just went like.
Dude, it's so like what's funny is like Joyride and Slingshot they were swapped, and we were just like, you know what, like we're doing this music video where we're gonna be driving around doing a Joyride, and I kind of wanted to do it to this song, so let's just swap the names to now that Joyride is called Joyride, and we're doing a music video with this car and shit. That's literally why that's called that,
Yeah.
which is funny. Just those two names, we had a list of names, and we just started fitting them to songs to see if they fit or whatever. And I don't know what my most satisfying
A foolproof.
one would be. I guess Foolproof was good. I mean, it definitely
Play
fits
on
the
words.
vibe.
Yep.
I think it was all satisfying. There's not a name on there that I'm like, oh.
I'll tell you my most unsatisfying. I wanted Guppy.
Oh, for fumble.
I wanted Guppy.
That was just one of the names in the list that was good
Yeah.
for something. It could still be used.
Next one, right?
Next one.
Once there's a
got
song
a whole
that
EP coming up.
A song that fits that name, you know.
Guppy.
Make it fish related.
I could
Maybe
see
one of
it,
you
yeah.
guys like swallow a goldfish.
Yeah.
All right, so you swallowed a goldfish?
No,
No, I said what if someone.
I'm volunteering him.
Oh, I see.
Don't do that, dude.
Well,
We don't do that.
I think we're gonna
I think
wrap
that's time.
her on up over
Right.
here. For starters, thank you guys so much for taking the drive out here. Thank you guys for doing what you do, for paving the way, for being an example to the bands who are looking. They're like, oh, what's like the right formula? And you guys are definitely onto something. You guys are crushing it. You got sick music, sick marketing,
Thank you.
and you guys are absolutely living it. And it's completely apparent, from like the moment you guys roll up in your, touring van that you
Yeah.
guys have. Like, you guys are completely about it, and it's amazing. And let this be an example to the bands here in Long Island. We got to start creating some craftsmanship of this caliber, right? We can't be letting Connecticut get all the buzz, right? So
Everyone start making videos.
Yeah,
Do it,
it's
dude.
bad when the scene in Connecticut is good.
and we've been hearing whispers.
It's a sign of the apocalypse or
Yeah.
something.
Oh yeah, there's no way.
So
Connecticut
We're
used
the
to be
three
a highway,
horsemen.
dude. It used to just be a highway to New York.
times change, but yeah, that's true. But all right, so we'll leave it at this too. We got like a little tradition when we wrap up. So it goes like this. First thing is your favorite scooped up song, right? You guys are the featured band today, so your favorite scooped up song. Then shout out someone, a song by someone local. So we usually do Long Island, but I assume you guys don't really know any like local Long Island bands.
We know
If
a
you
couple.
do, shout them out. But if not, you could shout out for you guys. Shout out someone from Connecticut. It's cool. And then if there's anything left unsaid, so if you're like, shoot, I really wanted to say this during the podcast, but I didn't get the chance to. Now's your chance. All right, so I'll lead the way. So favorite scooped up song, no doubt about it. TV dinner, love it, and we're definitely gonna show it on the podcast.
Yeah, check out the video too.
Definitely check out the video.
Most of these songs have music videos, and they're all interesting in a way.
Yeah, so check that on out. I'm gonna plug Ronan today. That's Bojack's
snap.
band.
Hey.
Check them out. Pavement, signed by Pavement.
Thank you. It was
Ronan.
very fun-
If you're into
fun
like
line.
some kind of Metallica vibe,
Oh yeah.
check them on out. Great band. And I have nothing unsaid other than huge fan of Scooped Up, and go check them out. And I'm completely just kind of go around.
Dope. Yeah, appreciate that, man. So let's see. My favorite scooped up song. I think on this album, my favorite song would be Slingshot, just because it was the last one written, and that's usually kind of how it works. Like right now, actually, my favorite song would probably be Don't Wait, but no one can hear that yet.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's the newest one. But yeah, it changes all the time. A band I'd shout out, a local band. Let's go with Waver and their song Burnout, which is dope. They're the homies. We're playing with them on 420. If anyone from Long Island or anyone at all wants to come see us, we're gonna be playing on 420 in Milford, Connecticut. DM us for the address. Us Waver, Pull the Curtain, and Point Radar. It's gonna be a dope show. And then let's see what else. I guess that's the thing that I didn't mention is that there's that. We have tour dates. Go check us out.
We'll be in Portsmouth next week.
We'll be in
New
New
Hampshire?
Hampshire. Well, this is gonna air after that, but
Uh,
we'll have more tour
and then
dates.
we'll be in
for the
South
summer.
Jersey.
We'll be back in Brooklyn in the summer. We got a bunch of shit. So
Yeah.
just check us out on Instagram to stay up to date with that.
Shillelagh Tavern.
And that's
Oh,
it,
I
right?
played there recently.
Yeah.
In Astoria. It's a good spot.
And that was it. Three things. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So my favorite scooped up song, I'm gonna say it's got to be three. I can't name just one off the album, so it's gonna be Lightheaded
What's our song
because
today?
Lightheaded because it's the Ender, and it was just such an Ender type of song. We all unanimously decided it needed to be the last track on the album. It's a perfect like drop the curtains, type of song to wrap everything up. Crash Test, that was the first song we wrote for the record, out of all of them, and it's the one we don't play as much because it's the hardest, I think, for each of us individually. Yeah, but we keep that in reserve as like the encore. People really want to hear more, and
we'll pull that one out and brush it off if they want more.
And it's just like I'm able to like push through like some of the difficult parts in that, just because like the way the song sounds, like it just kind of energizes me and gets like the adrenaline going. So I love playing that one when we do. And then the last one be Slingshot. I think that's the best representation of our songwriting style right now as it stands.
Yeah, I think our trajectory is more like if you took Joyride and Slingshot, those are the last two songs for the album. Like that's definitely kind of an example of where we're kind of headed or where we are right now.
And shouting out another band, Waver, like Jimmy said, homies were playing 420 show with them. And
shout out Sunday Morning. Do one of those.
Sunday Morning as well. I think
you gotta pick one song from a band. Is what it was.
Right. I'll go Burnout for Waver, and for Sunday Morning, I'm gonna go with Supernaut. They dropped that. I think that was their last single. They dropped that like a year ago or so. Get fucked.
I'll pick all the local bands we've been playing with.
Yeah. Shout out everybody.
Yeah. Shouts to everybody.
Just everybody.
Was there anything that you wanted to say that you got left out?
Shout out to all the bands, like we were just saying.
Said that.
Oh, like specific, like Cinema Stare, Point Radar, Shortwave, Anthems.
Shouts to the fans, though. Honestly, the people that are coming to the show is most important. Like, because we, our shows would be nothing.
You make all the difference in the world.
Right.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
We love y'all.
Yeah. Thanks.
It's never too late for you to become a scooped up fan.
Nope.
All right.
It's never too late.
So what
You
are
can buy
your
scooped
what are
up
your
stocks.
picks?
What? My what?
Favorite song?
Oh no, Shoelace is fun. It's fast, and I feel like there's a lot of room for me to just kind of like go off the rails a little bit and kind of show off a little.
Yeah.
I really like Foolproof because that's a little more like unique compared to like our other songs. It follows a different kind of formula.
It's the most melancholy sounding, and we figured this out when the album dropped, like because there's side A and B, right? So the way that side B picks up is with Foolproof, which is noticeably more melancholy and kind of like, I don't want to say depressing, but it's different and it works.
Yeah.
And then
It's the vibey song.
you actually pointed this out. Like side B is the more aggressive and kind of like darker sounding one in comparison to like the boppier sounding side A. So.
And we didn't even do that on purpose. It kind of just happened that way.
Yeah.
So where like once the record split in half after we made the track list, which that was another thing that just just happened by itself. Like the track list, like we just threw a bunch of songs together, like the ones that we knew where we wanted them to be. The rest of them just fell right into place, and that was it. And then somehow side B ended up being like a more vibier side than side A, which is cool. And we didn't even do that on purpose.
Right. It came together that way.
So who did you want to?
Well, I already did.
Everyone.
Everybody.
Anything unsaid?
No, I don't think so. No, I think.
Yeah.
We're
I appreciate you having us.
our pleasure, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for taking.
We haven't like played in Long Island, so this was cool. Like
Come visit.
come and dipping our toes in Long Island. We
a
definitely
nice
want to come back and
Marking
like
our
play a
territory a
show
little
and
bit.
stuff. So
The summer, Long Island's all about the summer.
Yeah.
You got the
Yeah.
beaches all over the
Oh, yeah.
South
it's
Shore.
not far, so it's like
So it's a nice
Here.
drive.
Yeah.
A few hours.
Booch?
Oh, dude, my favorite song is Best Days. I love the video, man.
Thank you.
The rope on the steering wheel will always get me. Go watch that music video for all you comedic people.
Yeah, that was probably one of our most ambitious videos, just because of having to have somebody hold the camera in someone else's car out the window while we're driving in the van. We're doing all these outside, following the car shots, and like, it was hectic, but it was a lot of fun.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm about that. I
Yeah.
love that type of shit. And then I'm actually going to shout out a Connecticut-based band, and they're, homies of mine, Dystopica. They are from Connecticut. They're in that area. Sorry I couldn't make it to your Atlas Way show, guys. Love you guys. And my favorite song off your album, which I think I talked about with you guys, Redemption. So go check them out. They're Connecticut based. Just showing some love back to these guys who are showing love
Dope.
to our guys.
Dope.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Shay?
Totally loving the elevator hits of the 80s. So
Fair.
be in an elevator sometime and hear your music play.
There you go. Yeah.
Hell
I want
yeah.
your little brother drooling on it.
You want to do
Yeah.
an outro?
No, it's incredible that you guys, and it's impressive that what you've put together, not only that you're a band that's touring, you're a band that has original music, you have merchandise, CDs,
Domains.
Domains, you have video content, your
Lore.
YouTubers, your
Video game.
videographers, you have a media team, you
Graphic design.
have everything put together, and that is what becomes the success of the band. And so what I think would be something that for all bands and people to take note of is that be everything when you're a band. Don't be just like, okay, we just do music, but you got to be your own marketing, your own branding, your own creativity, and you infuse all of that into your music, and that's why it's special, and that's why you have people from Germany coming out to check out your music,
Right.
and people from Long Island are now going to know about your music because we're going to spread the word.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah. Appreciate
Absolutely,
it.
man. This
Right.
is awesome.
And you guys are doing something right, because I'll tell you this, man. My band, Voodoo Van Jam, we don't have any people coming in from Germany. Yeah, dude. But, like, you guys, seriously,
One day.
I wonder, sometimes hard for you to see it when you're in the middle of it, but, like, you guys are really crushing it, from
Thank
the
you, man.
outside perspective. So, I just want to make that present for you.
Thank you.
From the bottom of our hearts, thank you for coming out.
Yeah, thanks. for
Scooped
having
up.
us here.
That's episode 11.
Y'all been scooped.
Get scooped. Get scooped. All right, cut. All right, thanks for coming out, guys. Appreciate it.